You're listening to the Business and Life Podcast, where 7 days a week, proven entrepreneurs share their success stories, failures, and give you true value on how you can build a great business and an awesome life. With your host, Mike Olivas.
All right, we're recording. So, all right, Paul. Hey, Paul, welcome to the show. I'm honored to have you.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hey, everybody, this is Paul Norris. He's been a great friend of mine. I'm excited to have him on the show. He's done some awesome things in the fitness industry, had some great accolades and some great hype up in the surf world. And he's done some changes around his business that I'm looking forward to sharing with Life Nation. Paul, really quick, what compelled you to do what it is that you do?
I got tired of working in corporate fitness and decided that I wanted to work for myself, be an entrepreneur, stop working for the man.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it, you know.
So when it came down to what was the deciding factor? Was it a day at 24 Hour Fitness or at another company that you worked for where you're just like, dude, this is not it. Like I'm tired of either managing a ton of fitness trainers, or did you realize that, listen, I can probably do this better? What was the thought process like?
Yeah, I was, great question. I was managing the Equinox in Santa Monica, and it was very stressful. Again, it was corporate fitness. So going in every day, you'd never know if you were going to have a job day to day because they were making changes and firing people, and people are backstabbing. I didn't want to be in that type of culture.
Yeah.
So left Equinox. And then after kind of sitting around on my couch for a couple months, I was like, I'm going to open my own gym. I'm currently training surfers. I'm working with some of the top surfers in the world. And I said, I'm going to put a business plan together and open up a gym and work for myself. So I don't know when the light bulb actually went off, but
yeah.
Thank God it did.
Well, how many years has it been now?
Oh gosh, dude, I've owned my own gym for a little over 7 years now.
It's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so crazy to think about.
What do you feel like, let's say 7 years ago, young strapping Paul on Colton Street in Newport Beach is thinking about like starting his business. If you had to go back to 7 years ago, what would you tell young Paul to say, like, okay, I wish I knew this now that you know the journey that you've gone through from an entrepreneurship standpoint?
Oh,
What's
gosh.
something that you feel you wish you would have known?
Good question. I'm not sure. Like when I sometimes sit down and think about, you know, the last 7 years and how far I've come, I guess I would probably tell myself that it's never going to run smoothly. Like this, I don't think any business plan has ever panned out exactly how you put it on paper.
Nope.
Right. Nope. So just expect to like pivot and adapt to things that you need to. Absolutely. So just stay the course, you know, and I firmly believe that if you believe in something and what you're doing, it will benefit people around you. That there's no wrong way to do it. You know, just keep pushing forward. You're going to have to make some changes. But just know that, you know, there's going to be rough seas and tough times ahead, and you just got to keep moving forward.
Absolutely. Life Nation, that's a great advice from Paul there. Like, slow and steady wins a race. It's hard to think that when you're type A and you're entrepreneur and you want to just jam through this thing and have things yesterday. But when you start breaking it down, and like Paul said, does anybody stick to business plans? And I might get some heat for this, but business plans are horseshit. I tell some of the clients that I have from a coaching standpoint and business perspective that, listen, even Bezos said it. If he were to plan to have a multi-billion-dollar company, he would have for sure failed. I mean, he said that's exact his quote, and it's the truth. And so really, you know, the stress that comes along with it, knowing that's going to be there, I think is important. You know, some of the clients sometimes ask me like, hey, are there any days that's easier? And I'm like, you know, or does the stress ever go away? And I kind of tell them like, listen,
no,
it doesn't go away, but it gets easier to deal with, right?
It does.
You start learning how to take the bullets versus, you know, dodging them. And so I think that you grow as a person, as an entrepreneur, and those are some great breakdowns there. What are some hurdles and failures that you felt you've gone through, Paul? Like, what are some things where you felt, okay, I've had to overcome things? I know you recently did a whole rebranding. Tell some of our listeners why you did that and why you kind of decided to niche down from let's go to everyday fitness to let me go to focus on surf fitness. Why was that? Why did that change happen?
That's a great question. No, I don't think anyone's asked me that in a long time.
Well, it's an important one, damn it.
Here on Life, we just the important question. Great question, Michael. I would say that, so my gym used to be called Extreme Athletics, and the goal was, you know, in a business plan that we put together was we're gonna train extreme athletes. And there was no, when we opened 7 years ago, there was no gym that catered to extreme athletes like snowboarding, skateboarding, surfing, mountain biking, kite surfing. So we were like, okay, our logo was awesome. We were so psyched on it. And we're like, yeah, we're extreme athletes. And then we just found that we were training more surfers than anything. And then I hired a business coach last year. Advice for all your listeners out there, business coach, got to get one. But I hired a business coach, and he looked at everything that I was doing, and he was like, you're really kind of spinning your wheels here. He was like, you need to rebrand and really go in on surfing. And, you know, everybody says the riches are in the niches. So I was like, that makes sense. Let's just go after surfing. So rebranded, name, company, Surf Ready Fitness. Got a new logo, rebranded, did everything. And now my gym is, I think August was probably the most memberships we've ever had, last month. So awesome. I think really going in on something that you're passionate about is super smart. I remember, Mike, I'll tell your listeners a funny story.
Yeah.
A while ago, before you moved to Puerto Rico, you told me, you're like, I'm not a big fan of like spreading yourself out too thin and kind of focusing on different areas. He's like, but you've kind of figured it out and you're handling it well. But goddamn, it's been stressful.
Sure. Life Nation, we're all striving towards different goals. Maybe your goal is to finally quit the 8 to 5 grind, quit your job, or take the next step with your existing business. Whatever the goal may be, regardless of your reasons, if you are serious about taking the next step and finally trying to build the life that you deserve, the life that you want to live, take the leap of faith with me. Go to michaellevis.com and let's discuss your goals and life. It's 100% free. There's no obligation. It's michaellevis.com. Schedule a quick call. I'd love to help.
Gonna make it happen.
It sure has. Yeah, no, it definitely has. Make it happen. That's right, man. It's for those of you that might not be watching here, Paul's holding up a mug to the camera that says "Make it happen."
It's my coffee. I'm a big fan of inspirational coffee mugs.
Oh, absolutely.
So if nobody's really figured that out yet, if you want to send me some,
if you want to send,
make it happen. Inspirational. We should probably tell the listeners about the famous coffee mug that I made for all my friends.
Oh, that's right. I got a few pictures on that one, and Paul made all of us our friends for Christmas one year, right?
I did. I made all
mugs with our pictures. That was very cool of them. Nice.
Yeah.
So you had some good knowledge bombs there, Paul. One of them was like passionate. You got to be passionate about what you do. And I think a lot of time, Steve Jobs said it best. If you're not passionate about something, it's not that you're not going to succeed. It's just going to be harder to stay focused longer.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like reading a book on risk management. I'm probably going to fall asleep paragraph 1. Like I'm out, right? But if I'm reading a book about business and entrepreneurship or self-help and development all day, right? And so and I'll go back there, and I won't plug myself, but I'm a business coach. I help people, and I'll take on about 10 clients a year. And Paul said it best. Get a mentor. Success leaves clues. People have done it, and they can help you really kind of guide you the way. But it's not about like, hey, they're going to do it for you by any means. No way in hell. It's just making sure that you can maybe fail a little bit less, because you're going to fail. You're going to go through those processes and trials and tribulations. That's normal. But when it comes down to the assistants, no brainer, business coaches, life coaches, all those people out there, everyone has one. And so if Kobe had one, I think we should all get one, right?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of a business coach.
Yeah.
Because you touched on a good point. You're going to fail. Nothing's ever going to run smooth, but it's always great to have another set of eyes on it. Because I think a lot of entrepreneurs are like type A, and some people are going to take offense to this, but might have like larger egos, right? Because type A is like pretty much associated with larger egos.
Yep.
So sometimes when you have larger egos, you just have that one tunnel vision, right? So to actually have another set of eyes on what you're doing, I think is extremely important.
Outside looking in, huge. It's so huge. And it's not going to be that granular. Sometimes it's very high level, but it's hard for you to look at the business when you're working in it. You know, as entrepreneurs, our focus and our goal at one point is to work on it, right? But you got to have delegates, and that builds up. And at some point, you can create the systems in place so you can not step away, but step forward and helping that whole business grow from a high level standpoint. But it's hard because you're going to be the one that does it best. And you're always, as an entrepreneur, and Life Nation, if you're listening to, and you're starting your company or you have a company, you're always going to be thinking about, I can't get someone to do this the way I want them to do it. And the hardest part, as a type A, as having an ego, I'm that guy too. And it's, you're going to have to be okay with it getting done and not done perfectly. The word done and the word perfect are two different things. And entrepreneur needs to understand that done is still progress. And so being able to get some delegates out there helping you do so, or a system in place that makes sure that the end result is always the same, is definitely important. So tell me a little bit about why, you know, I guess in terms of what you have going on right now. What are you excited about in terms of your company?
Good question. I have a lot going on, Michael. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I'm going to shamelessly plug some of my stuff
Good,
now.
you should.
Well, you know, I'm running my gym, Surf Ready Fitness, out of Costa Mesa. If you want to follow our Instagram, it's at Surf Ready Fitness. So just got the gym. We're actually renovating it right now. So this weekend we're painting the inside. We're doing like a big mural, redoing the bathroom. So basically I'm just kind of dumping all the money back into the gym right now. Great. Which I know Gary Vee speaks on that a lot about. I mean, you shouldn't take a profit for, I don't know how many years he talks about. Basically, all the money that you make, you put back into the company.
Absolutely.
So I'm working on doing that right now. And I'm also working on launching my app. I have a training app coming out called Surf Trainer, SRF Trainer. And so I've been working on that. I'm trying to launch that in the next couple weeks. Been working on that for a year. Actually, awesome. I thought it was going to be, I had no idea how long of a process that was going to be.
Yeah.
So I'm working on launching my Surf Trainer app, which I'm excited about, and really moving to the next part of my career. Almost kind of getting away from the gym and doing a lot of online coaching. Great. I'm going to be going to the Olympics next year with my top surfer, Kanoe Igarashi. He's going to be representing Japan in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So I got a lot going on with launching the app and managing the gym. A lot of day-to-day stuff, you know, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. So you switched over from, you know, we talked about niches and the riches. I'll back up a little bit on that because I actually almost called this podcast that before we started, and just because it's such an important aspect of understanding. Have you felt that that's been a great decision on your part, especially given you're in Costa Mesa and, you know, near Surf City pretty much, in Huntington Beach there, everything in Orange County, because a lot of surfing going on, right? Was that a really good move for you? Or
yeah, I mean, that was the move.
Yep.
That I think from an SEO standpoint too.
Oh yeah.
Where people were looking for surf training, and they're finding my gym, Surf Ready Fitness, you know? So I think that it was the move. It definitely separated us from a lot of the, say, CrossFit gyms and a lot of the regular gyms out there that are just doing like functional fitness. With us, we just really work with surfers, you know, so all of our training is really dialed in. So, I mean, even if you skateboard or snowboard, you're still going to see, you know, improvement in your sport just from our like sport specific training, like methodology that we do. So yeah, I think I've definitely seen an uptick in membership since we did rebrand.
Awesome. My final question for you is, if you had to like give us, let's say, an entrepreneur that's just starting out, one piece of advice from your journey as entrepreneur, Paul, what kind of advice would you give them?
What piece of advice would I give to an entrepreneur starting out? I think it goes back to my original point that know that it's not going to be perfect. Yep. The way that you lay out your business plan is not going to work the way, and you're going to have to pivot. You're going to have to adapt to different changes and just know that going in, but you're going to have to stay the course if you want to be successful. You can't get defeated. and you're just going to have to make changes and be prepared for that. You're going to be spending way more money than you thought you were.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Yeah.
You are not going to be getting any sleep.
Yeah.
But just be passionate about what you're doing, because like you said, if you're not passionate about it, it's not going to be fun. I don't enjoy waking up at 5:30 every morning, you know, but I know that when I'm driving to my own gym at 6 a.m. that it's mine, you know, and that helps me roll out of bed and put my feet on the floor. So be passionate about what you're doing. But again, you know that it's not going to be easy, but if there is a goal in sight, then you got to go for it.
Awesome. That's absolutely right. The grind is real, Life Nation. He's right. It's not going to be easy, but it can be exciting when you're passionate about something. Knowing that the hurdles are coming and that you're ready to jump over them is important. Another takeaway, of course, SRF Trainer app coming out soon.
Yes.
Congratulations to you, Mike.
Thanks so much. Life Nation, you got to remember that in order for things to change, you must change. And in order for things to get better, you must get better. You just got better by hanging out with me, Michael Liebus, and the Business and Life Nation. So come back tomorrow, because I'm here dropping sound bombs 7 days a week, baby. If you'd like to subscribe, please do, so you can take action and execute. See you tomorrow.